Good evening. Welcome to week 6 of Swiss for the 2025 Winter Tourney Z1R. We have a good race up for you tonight. Thanks for being patient in chat. We've got a 2 and 3 matchup between Shatty and Kingdahl. So these two are fighting for their spot in the top bracket. Joining me tonight on comms, we have Why Must You Hate Me, Yumi, and on tracking, we have Crump. How you doing tonight, Yumi?
What's up, buddy? I am doing great. Excited for this match. How are you?
Yeah, bit of a slow start here, some technical difficulties, but I am excited to see what we get. These two runners had similar paths. Both got wins against Chrono JJ, um, and let's see, Shetty got his second win against Bakuda, and King Dahl got his second win against Eat My Steel. Some rough luck in some of these brackets. These are both very good runners, so a little surprising to see them at the 2 and 3 record, but that's rando for you.
Yeah, that's rando, and these flags especially a little bit more volatile too with the random triforces, the 5 to 8 triforces to get 9. Things can get a little crazy, so it's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the decision making, there's lots of room for divergence, especially before you know what it takes to get into 9, before you found 9 and all that. With the mixed overworld, you could be gambling on getting into all the dungeons you need, only to find out you need some items. So, yeah, a lot can happen, and hopefully we'll get going here in a moment, and we'll see what they have for us tonight.
Yes, sir. Like you said, they're 2 and 3 each. So it takes 3 wins. This is the final week of Swiss, as you mentioned. So a win and you're in here, and a loss, for all intents and purposes, you're probably out. So this is a win or go home type match right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So these runners are going to prioritize obviously finding their sword, finding the Armos item, because of the item shuffle that's on. So we have a heart in every dungeon, although it may be the floor or staircase, and some early cheap bombs right at start. That's nice.
Love that.
What are you looking for? What do you hope for when you're going to search for that Armos item in these flags?
So honestly, anything other than the red ring, and I'm pretty happy. I despise the red ring as the Armos item, but any key is definitely my favorite. For whatever reason, it could be just like confirmation bias or whatever, but I have a problem with keys, or I think keys are always a problem in these flags. So to get that any key where you can just move freely and not have to worry about doors is fantastic. So that's definitely my favorite.
Yeah, absolutely. And a tough start. It's always tough to start off in the corner, especially this bottom left corner where there's not a lot of open caves nearby. You kind of got to go trekking no matter what. And these guys taking similar approaches, going to check the closest Armos.
Yeah, definitely not a good spot, especially for, it's fun when you're in the middle of the map because you can up A, and you really can't up A in any situation here. You're gonna have to try to stay alive, however you can here. So.
Yeah, but they found one of the things that they're looking for early on, which is a candle shop. There is no extra candles in these flags, so they'll need to purchase a candle unless they happen to find the red candle along the way, and an arrow shop right next to it. So, once they get the money for purchasing things, they will have access to them pretty quickly, close to start.
Yeah, 2 great finds, especially that candle, as you said, because, the no extra candles doesn't seem like a huge thing, but it kind of is. It really makes routing a little more, I don't know, strategic, I guess you could say. So when you see that candle early, it still can be because it's a long way back here if they end up, getting money on the other side of the world. But it's good to see it early for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the mixed overworld, you want to try to limit how many times you're having to retrace your steps over the overworld. If you're doing one pass without the candle and then another pass with the candle and then another one with the recorder and so on, you can waste a lot of time.
Oh yeah, that adds way up. And this secret here is not going to help us get very close to that candle. As the small secret is 1 rupee. Whew.
Yeah, that's rough. But finding these any roads is helpful. Although, let's see if we can survive getting back into this one. Getting a quick path to Death Mountain is always good. We're going to get a look at our second Armos spot here from Shatty. As unfortunately, Kingdahl takes the death.
That's a particularly good any road because it's kind of weird to get up to this Armo spot. So you can at least check and see if it's your item. It is not today, but at least you can mark that one off the list.
And Shatty getting his single rupee stolen from him. Not terrible. If you're going to get a door repair charge, now's the time to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't get much out of him there, huh? Well, 33, a little bit more than vanilla, but you know, that's pretty average for the mid. So we're gonna get a lot of money in mids. There's a bunch of those, so they should be
Yeah,
fine.
and only one more mid needed to get that candle.
Right.
Meanwhile, we found level 2 up in the graveyard. We'll peek into a couple rooms here, see if there's anything we can find.
Looks like a
Possibly
segment. Oh no.
No, surprisingly,
Well, it still could be, but yeah. Usually when you don't see any doors or anything in an immediate block room, it's a segment. It's got segment written all over it, but nope. Oh, he's gonna do a little rupee farm in here. This is smart on Kingdahl's side.
Yeah, you might as well. You can get your candle money right here without having to go searching or risking getting it stolen from you. Only a couple more times, and he'll be able to go buy that candle. Meanwhile, Shatty taking his $33 and buying a couple packs of bombs. That could be something that Kingdahl has in mind as well, is the candle and bombs.
Yeah, with the bombs being right there, you're not too far, even though it's an annoying up A, but you're still, you haven't done much over here yet, so I love how getting those bombs. We were talking about not having to retrace steps, and having bombs the first go around is very nice.
Yeah, it looks like Kingdahl just calling it quits at candle money. We'll risk it here, go a little further. Surprised he didn't go in one more time to be able to get a bomb pack, but you know, the candle will be a nice reward for that farming. We'll see if Shatty gets the same idea.
I never think of this as a player for whatever reason. I mean, this is the perfect place to farm money here, but I would never even think to do this. So
yeah, it's a rare thing to need, but certainly can come in handy as we're seeing here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna have his candle right away because of it. So Shaddy's gonna be able to go a couple more. Well, nope. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. One more room, and I'm surprised he didn't pick up the money, even though he walked right through the room. So not wanting to take the time to pick up those rupees, he figures he'll get them naturally along the way.
Yeah, just a couple of trips in there, and you could have had candle money. So it's interesting, especially because he went back into the room. But I'm sure I'll find money along the way. Where's our wood sword going to be? Oh, there's Mags. Is that Mags?
I think that was Mags. Yeah. I'm not quite as good at identifying hockey sticks as I am at swords.
Yeah. Yeah, me either. I mean, I guess it could have been the white sword, but it's probably the Mags. Yeah, chat saying Mags. Only kind of sucky thing about getting the candle early, like before wood sword early, is that it does kind of make you take a little bit longer to get to that wood sword, because I mean you got to burn candle spots along the way. So I mean you don't have to, but I mean it makes sense to burn the candle spots along the way. So you might find a small dungeon or a dungeon you peek into, or just the time it takes to burn those. You know, it'll take a little bit longer to get to the wood sword. But there's another bomb shop, so hopefully these are going to be all over the place. Maybe.
Yeah, it seems like they're pretty common. And you're right. Yeah, that time spent searching candle spots could be just free time save as you're walking by, or you could end up, burning some extra time if you get a little sticky in a dungeon trying to use your candle to work your way through some rooms that you got to backtrack to anyway.
Yep, totally.
So Shatty's gotten to his candle money. We'll see if he can spot another candle shop.
We are heading over to that northeast where I feel like the candle is, or not candle, the sword very often hangs. There's a dungeon. Nope, not a dungeon, just kidding. Look like it. Oh, big money on the big secret. Oof. You take that.
Yeah, absolutely. So our third and fourth any roads, not very good. The third being, I guess, taking off one raft spot is okay, but the fourth one just right next to the first one, that's not what we're looking for.
Yeah, at least we got the one up by the Armos in the grave, I guess. So, oh, there's a sword right there. Under an Armos
Interesting,
spot.
Kingdahl walking past a couple of bush spots here.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I guess nothing's really that close to start, so except for the dead wood. So, yeah, interesting. Choosing not to burn those spots. It's funny because we were just talking about it, and
we're gonna get our peek at the Armos item in just a minute here. It'll be one of these last two.
Yep. Okay.
We've got a power bracelet.
Power bracelet's nice early. It's not something to get excited about for the Armos item, but at least you can knock out all these power bracelet spots, while you're over here. You won't ever have to backtrack for them, so that's good.
Yeah, for sure.
I do know that Shatty's happy about it. The one thing that, he told me that he wishes is just no red ring. He's not a fan of the red ring Armos either. He said, no red ring Armos, and I'll be happy. So, that's not a red ring. So
And level 8 for Kingdahl over here in the forest. He's going to peek his head in and see what we can find.
Yeah, so how do you feel about big dungeons early in these flags? I keep changing my mind. But well, he doesn't have a sword here, but just in general, I like to just hit him up. At first, I used to skip them and see how many Triforces, but now my rule of thumb is if I would do them on an 8 Triforce seed, then I'm gonna do them. Period. So I don't know about you.
Yeah, that's fair. I have a little more, I guess, context dependent decision. If I'll peek my head in, certainly check a few rooms, and then sort of gauge it based on the enemy set. If the easier the enemy set and the further from start, the harder it is to get to, the more likely I am to finish digging it. If it's hard enemies and it's pretty easy to get back to, then I'll probably just check a couple rooms and bounce until I know how many I need to get.
100%. I fully agree. So those are the kind of thoughts, the questions that I ask if it's an 8 Triforce seed. Is it in a weird spot, or is the enemy set okay? If those, if that answer would be yes in a regular 8 Tri seed, then I'm doing it. So sounds like same page.
Meanwhile, I found a much smaller dungeon in level 3 on Shatty's side.
Yeah, that's 2 dig doggers we've seen already in like 5 dungeon rooms. We've seen 2 dig doggers, so not blocking anything yet. But actually, the first one could have in level 8. It was on a single block room, so we'll see if
it very much could have been blocking an item or a staircase. Our restreamer has a big grin, I'm willing to bet.
Totally. Just in her recorder. So as we mentioned when they went to level 2, normally if you walk into a small dungeon and there's no doors and a push block room, you think segment. And immediately this level 3 is 100% segmented because it has a stair.
Yeah, and early levels 1 through 4 don't generally have a transport stair. In fact, they in first quest shapes they do not have a transport stair unless it is shapes and segmented. So we know for sure there's separate segments here.
We do have whiz robes in this level 3, which is fun. Got whiz robes. I think I saw whiz robes. Didn't he get sniped by a blue guy? I was kind of looking at back and forth.
Yeah, I think you're right. Meanwhile, Kingdahl slowly working his way up towards his sword.
Yeah, he's getting there.
Only a couple rooms away from the Triforce for Shatty. We'll see if what he decides to do. He's gonna keep searching.
Ooh.
It's a tough dungeon to try to fight your way through on 4 hearts and wood sword.
Yeah, Seeing those blew it, and also the Triforce room I think was the room he died in, so that was not a fun room to fight. So he's gonna get out of here. Oh my god, that is a huge waste of rupees, dude. Huge waste. Didn't he have like 200 and something?
He had quite a lot, yeah, and then immediately getting robbed for 24.
Oh man, yeah, it's point. He's kind of leaving those puppies behind. Although this isn't a weird. I mean, level 3's up here, so you're likely going to come back up at some point. Too late now, though.
Meanwhile, Kingdahl, popping into level 5, getting an almost immediate Triforce, which is just a free health refill. He'll go right back in and see what he can find. I bet Shatty's heading that direction now as well.
Well, there's our bait block. We'll see if that comes into play. Probably not with this location, but it could.
Yeah, the one thing for Kingdahl that hasn't picked up any bombs yet, so any exploration in these dungeons that need bombs are gonna be a problem for him. We'll see if he can find some bomb droppers or a room that drops here.
Yeah, probably just wasn't thinking about it. He was, with the money there. Yeah, like you said, one more trip into that room, and he up aid, so he was right there by that bomb shop. But in the moment when you're playing, you could little things like that could just miss a little bit sometimes.
And spotted yet another dig dogger that is potentially blocking our way. That staircase came out in a dig dogger room with a shutter. So with no bombs and no way to kill the dig dogger, Kingdahl having to up A and try this last room that he has accessible at the moment. Also a challenging room here with bubbles and gorillas and gibtos. This is going to take some patience and fancy footwork to get through, but the blue gorillas are health droppers, so he might get lucky and be able to make it through here. If he can get this last gorilla down, that's the real troublemaker.
Yeah, just kind of take your time here. Say, oh, we got a bomb drop. There we go. He's happy to see that. Meanwhile, Shatty has bombs to start with, so he's going to be able to get this room down a little quicker.
Yeah, and a little extra health to play around with too, right? He could have taken a hit from the blue gorillas, no problem.
Yep.
All right, is this just the stair we need after getting the heart? And we saw the Triforce.
Man.
We have a segmented 5.
Segment and 5 too. Yeah, the good thing is if you take the other side of this and you're looking for a stair, your next stair is going to be your. Oh man, tough death for Kingdahl. Well, now we're just looking for a stair. No need to clear anything, but potential push blocks at this point because we've seen the floor heart, so we know the item is in the stair.
Yeah, I mean they're choosing to clear this room anyway because they're on 0 keys. So if they can clear some rooms and pick up keys, that is ideal. There you go, indeed.
Kingdahl doesn't waste quite as much money as Shatty, but oh, that one that Shatty skipped, that was the other big. Oh my god, all the money's up here in the corner here.
Yeah, and that's all the big secrets. So it's a healthy medium secret, so it's not too much of an issue. But these guys are definitely not hurting for money, and I wouldn't be surprised if the next time they up A and end up near the dead woods that they buy some arrows.
Oh, and here's the item. I mean, very, very, very likely the item, unless it's that Patrick's not playing nice. Unless it's triple segmented, this will be the item. Kind of an ugly room, man. Yeah,
this is a tough one to get by the Patrick.
He's got to go.
He's probably gonna have to kill it.
No, he should have just went, dude. Oh, yeah. Take a run
the tough
for
part
it.
is once you get past it initially, you got to get past it again, and if it's sitting right on top of that stair, you don't have much choice.
Yeah, you may just have to kill it, huh? You gotta. Oh god, he's not playing. Oh gosh,
this is such a hard room to try to kill a Patra in if it's not cooperating.
Oh man, him down on the bomb like that might just take a run for it. But yeah, this is tough. See if you got the nope.
He's got to be careful not to get the master while it's expanding, because then
don't do that.
In trouble the whole way. Kingdahl's going to get hit bad news about Wizrobes in 3 here, and Well, he just saw one of the blue Wizrobe rooms and is about to run smack into a few others, although he managed to get through it.
Shatty got the Patra down to it's non-expandy mode, so just got to be careful and make sure you do not die here.
Kingdahl is rewarded with a heart for getting through the blue Wizrobe room. So that blue Wizrobe room that Shatty died in is the Triforce room. I would be surprised if Kingdahl is clearing that right now.
I wouldn't even worry about clearing this. Just get out of here.
It's a gamble, though, right? Because if this happens to be another transport, this guy's coming back.
So unlikely, though. Yeah, there it is. Oh, and it's just the coast heart for all that. Oh, that's annoying.
It's annoying, but it wasn't, you cleared, 6 rooms in this level 5. So even though the Patra took a while, it's sort of balanced by the fact that you didn't have to clear hardly anything.
Yeah, that's true, and it's good knowledge. It's very good knowledge to have. So you know you're not going to get burned by that heart again, and plus it's early, so we'll take the heart. Get some up to 6, so we could definitely get the white sword item whenever we see that.
Yeah, both our runners eligible for white sword item. And there we go. Yeah, we get the arrow purchase right away as soon as he saw him.
Yep.
So we'll get another look at level 2 here, this time with a sword. So we'll Kingdahl making his way over there. Shatty clearing more of the overworld. And a good point from Bogey that, meat also not required. It's only going to be the 1 meat block, this being first quest shapes. So we saw the meat block, didn't need to get past it, so we are good to go.
Yep. See where it was location. Probably wasn't going to, but yeah, it's good to know that's not gonna. There was one in the race. I don't know if it was a race I was watching or calling, but it looked really like Zelda was gonna be meat blocked, but turns out she wasn't. But that can't happen.
Yeah, the meat blocks are so rare. I almost wonder if there's potential for a flag there that changes the logic somehow to make it a little bit more likely, because it's basically a non-entity.
Yeah,
in almost 100%. All speeds.
Shatty's gonna
level 7 in the waterfall here, and yeah, Shatty's gonna investigate a little bit. Looks like it's gonna be our Gorilla set, unless the Gibdos are in more than one.
Yep. See, and I think this falls under the situation of if it was an 8-try seed, I'm probably digging this. It's in a weird spot up here. The enemy set doesn't seem terrible. Let's just get it done.
Yeah, actually, just as I said, the thing about the Gibdos, I remember they were in the Wizrobe dungeon as well, and it's right on cue. We get the Wizrobes. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so not a great set, but he got the heart though, so I mean now we know that we're just, aside from the Triforce, looking for another staircase item. It seems like all the items are going to be in Ooh, do you get that with all this money in the seed?
I think they'll probably try a couple bombs here and then go back and buy it, would be my guess.
Yeah.
And yeah, look, those red Wizrobes going down to 2 wood sword hits. Really not bad at all.
We're going to be key blocked out of the item here in level 2 on Kingdahl's side.
Yeah, looks like he was game planning a little to think about what to do, whether there's anything he could do. You might see him go purchase a key. Shatty not shy about using his newfound bombs.
No, he shouldn't. I didn't even see how many was the +4.
Plus 4,
nice.
Yeah.
Well, here's a potential item right here for Shatty. And it is the item. Oh,
we got an arrow blocked boomerang, logically only.
He's done a pretty good job of getting, you got that item out of 5, item out of 7, both good for knowledge, but a heart and a boomerang that's about as bad as it can be, I'd say, for the first 2 items.
Yeah, not ideal, but again, they both were quick, so there are worse things.
For sure. Well, hopefully he has a Triforce that isn't hiding too hard in here, and we're out. Oh.
Yeah, this is an interesting point in the decision making, right? Because you've gotten your knowledge about the item. You don't know if you need a Triforce. You don't know how many more rooms it's going to take to get here. So how long do you stick around, hoping to grab that Triforce versus going to look for 9 to know exactly what you need, or going to, maybe you get the Triforces you need along with the items you need, just, on the path to the Triforce in 1 or 4.
Yeah, totally. I don't stay for too long. If it starts to get hairy, just get out. And Shatty just gets kind of that's a hard room to Kanana key in. He was trying to Kanana key that door, but the fireballs were weirdly timed and knocked him off. So he didn't get it. But so he's out of here, like we were talking about.
Yeah, and while we were looking at Shatty, Kingdahl with the blue ring purchase, so he used up all that money that he found. I think he still has one. He might still have one large secret left to grab.
He should have that one because he was on max money when he skipped that one in the northeast corner. So I think that he still has that one up there, unless he picked it up and got very, very little from it. I mean, I don't think he did though.
Unfortunately, the Kanana key failing because it needed a block push in that room, so it was a good idea. Just not going to work out in that particular instance.
Yeah, just because that room's there doesn't mean it will be for sure. But there's a good bet that if you see one of those can push rooms, that it might need a little block push to open the door. So unfortunately, I think there's a couple block rooms that you can still do it in, but that's not one of them. Not that door, at least. I also love the blue ring purchase here. I'm not a huge blue ring guy at all, but with the amount of money that we have in these huge secrets and this enemy set so far, I'm all for it. Snatch one up.
Yeah, knowing what your secrets are, I'm sort of the same. If I happen to have full money when I encounter a blue ring shop, that's usually when I would go about purchasing it. I'm not going to go out of my way for it, unless it's a really tough combat seed.
Exactly. Totally with you. Ooh, this could be nope, just a transport on Kingdahl. I don't think we seen the floor. We haven't seen anything on the floor yet in 6, so it could be floor or stair. I don't believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's only a couple rooms we've seen, and we don't got anything on the tracker, and I don't remember seeing anything yet. So Shatty exploring a little bit more of the overworld now that he's got himself a candle. Gonna retrace some of Kingdahl's footsteps here, checking these burn spots. He's gonna find his mags. Still a few hearts short of being able to pick it up, but not too many hearts short of potentially being able to pick it up.
Yeah, a couple more, and we have a chance. Not a great chance, but a chance.
It looks like he's going to go right back to level 2 as well, and will likely get the same news about being key blocked.
Yeah, I don't think there were any in here. If there were, that you had to use them to progress to get to that room that Kingdahl got stuck in. So probably gonna get stuck. You're right. Did we see level 3, or did I imagine that?
Yep, we saw level 3. It was up in the northeast corner, just south of the vanilla letter spot.
That's right.
All right, another staircase here in 6. Is this the other end of our transport, or is this going to be our item for Kingdahl?
Or heart, even potentially. Oh, that's annoying. Losing beams there sucks.
Yeah, I think he's gonna finish in the room out. Oh, and a nice ladder in level 6.
That's nice. We like that. I mean, we only have a boomerang on the coast, so that's not good for that. But yeah, having a ladder early is fantastic.
Yeah, it'll make routing through these dungeons a little bit quicker.
Starting to load up on some keys now, which is good.
Yeah, which is another benefit of doing some of these larger dungeons early, right? You know, you often can load up on keys because there's just so many rooms and so many paths through these bigger dungeons.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know if Kingdahl cleared this room though. So it could be a key in here potentially and let Shatty go further for this item. Or this could be the item if he didn't clear it. But maybe he did, I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember Kingdahl clearing a tough Dark Nut room.
I don't either. Shatty's gonna cycle out that blue Dark Nut, hopefully at least. Yeah.
Yeah, not saving a ton of time on the combat because these pancakes are certainly pretty beefy as well, but just a whole lot safer. Oh, so clearly Kingdahl did not clear that room because
I was fairly confident. So that's a big deal there. That could be. Shatty's gonna maybe look for some keys in here before he leaves, or at least fill up his bombs here. Don't think there was any keys in here though. Yeah, because being Kingdahl got stuck. So we got two good finds. Yeah, we got a ladder and
a key and got a much better prize instead.
Yes, absolutely. Especially being that we have, I mean, we still have a lot to explore, but the recorder is just really great to find early. Obviously, for the potential recorder blocks or something can be under recorder spots, but also just to move around, it'll get everywhere much quicker.
Yeah, I mean, right away with the Triforces 2 and 5 under his belt, you know, looting up to 5 from start gets him right next to level 3 and level 7. They're only a couple screens away, so just being able to move around the world. He's going to save a bunch of time versus walking.
I'm actually surprised Kingdahl didn't clear that, being that you're blocked. You know, I definitely agree with skipping that room the first time through, but probably go back and check it once it's my last option type of thing. You know what I mean? But it was a nasty room though. We'll see if that recorder ends up being a big deal or not on dungeons.
Well, we've seen plenty of dig doggers already, and I wonder if we'll see Shatty circle back to what was it, level 3 that had the dig dogger on the single block room?
I think that was 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that first room in 8 was that single block dig dogger. Or I could be wrong though. Oh wow.
And here is our white sword item, which is the bow. So now between our two runners, we are, looking for level 9 to know how many Triforces we need, but really just silver is the only outstanding item that we're likely going to need.
Yep. That bow's really big too because Shatty has already bought arrows, so I mean he's needs to get back up to that big secret or find some small ones to get a little bit of ammo. But with buying the bow already, he's ready to shoot. There's a level up here. What's that? Oh, that's sticks. We already knew that. We'll see if Shatty digs this. Go ahead, sorry.
No, if he does and gets his ladder, he'll be feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe wanting to just finish checking all these spots on Death Mountain here, just in case he finds level 4, level 9, level 1. And with a bomb count, it looked like he was building up. It was a nice bomb force there. When you're on, like an 8 bomb count, sometimes you don't want to go into a dungeon. You want to just, keep going on the overworld where you know what enemies you're going to run into for the most part.
Yeah, his count was pretty high there, being he forced right before going in. So also we did see $61 keys. That could be significant with lack of key problem. Well, I don't know. I guess if he goes into 6, he's gonna get a bunch of keys. It looks like Kingdahl did. So we'll see if he goes back into that 6. We don't know if the ladder's required yet, but scary trying to finish the C without a ladder. So hopefully he goes back in there for his sake.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised Kingdahl didn't find that bow, because he did most of Death Mountain, but then when leaving, he decided to prioritize going back to 2 after leaving level 6 as opposed to going over towards East Death Mountain.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. How did he miss that bow? That's interesting. I just thought
Yeah,
about that.
those 2 spots, are often skipped, I think, because you do the RMS item spot and the cave below, you do all the West Death Mountain, and then if you up A, or like he did, head towards the grave, it's very easy to leave those behind.
Yeah, definitely. Another problem for Kingdahl is he's clearing all the rest of this too. Little does he does not know that the item is, right near the beginning, right next to the Triforce, next door actually. Hope he doesn't try to clear those bunnies. Ooh, that would be unfortunate. And this room doesn't drop into, so nothing's gonna drop here.
Yeah, looks like he is going to try to clear this bunny room first, and then take the sad walk back to the room he left behind earlier.
Yeah, this is gonna feel bad, man. This is 8 bunnies on wood sword. It's just, ugh, not cool. Does have the blue ring, so a little bit of buffer. The bunnies are only going to take away 1 heart instead of the 2 when they hit them, but just the time sink here is just significant.
Yeah, absolutely. And missing that bow hurts even more, because if he's got bow in hand, I don't think he's clearing this room with a wood sword. I think he would, at a minimum, go buy those arrows before attempting this.
Yeah, totally.
Although I think he's a little short on money still for the arrows.
And Shatty's getting through this 6 quicker just having those arrows. He's firing away in here, so clock does help him out there. At least it's gonna nice and safe finish here. I think, was this the ladder right here?
I believe it was, yeah. So Shatty getting to the ladder quite a bit faster in this 6 than Kingdahl did, like you said.
Yep, there it is. Love to see that. I believe the Triforce was semi-close here. I feel like Kingdahl got the Triforce pretty quickly after he got the ladder.
Yeah, wasn't looking at Kingdahl's side when he got the Triforce, so yeah, I forget what room, but yeah, you're right. He didn't spend a whole lot more time in this 6.
Yeah,
who knows how many other paths there are, and if Shatty takes a different path, maybe it takes a little longer. But it seems like so far it's a fairly linear 6.
Well, Kingdahl did get his recorder though. He's probably not super happy to see that's where it was, but yeah, got it nonetheless.
Yeah, and a little surprised he's not, with that bomb shop right next to start. I would be refilling my bombs every time I up a save.
He must have forgot they were there. Must be a little bit of a brain fart going on. He's just gonna try to arrow this guy down here. Oh, there's the compass. That's why. Okay.
Yeah, so Shatty using up all the rest of his money with these arrows, so he's not going to have them for very long. The way he's been going at
he's
him.
not. That's how he rolls, man. He just fires away. He always does that. Lucky for Kingdahl, there was a bomb spot, another bomb shop, right there in the recorder lake. So if he doesn't remember they're down there, now he's probably going to remember those ones, I would imagine. There we go.
And there's
we are
Triforce
tied
out of
on the
6 for
Triforce.
Shatty. Yeah, same Triforces, same items aside from the arrows and blue ring, which are, a slight difference here.
Well, in the bow.
And the bow.
That's a pretty big one.
Fair point. That's a pretty big one. Yeah, we'll see how long it takes Kingdahl to get back up there.
Yeah, you'd think he wouldn't miss it, being it's the white sword item kind of hanging out there. And
it's hard to miss a white sword item. It happens, particularly if it's blocked by something. But Yeah, it's hard to just completely whiff and forget about the white sword.
Yeah. Oh, Shatty finds level 1 just hanging out right there on the PB spot by Vanilla Start. Silvers are in here. He's in full go. We'll see what one has in store for us.
Yeah, level 1, you're definitely getting your items out of level 1. We'll see how much time he spends. You know, if he finds level 4.
Okay. We take that.
We do, although, yeah, if nothing else, it'll give us some hints in level 9. We don't have the funds or the knowledge for hints right now. I don't think we've seen either of the hint shops.
Yeah, I can't recall seeing a hint shop either. And yeah, it doesn't have the money, but he has that big old secret waiting for him up in the northeast. But who knows if he ever goes back for that? Because I mean, he doesn't know that it's 135 rupees. It's kind of an awkward spot, so he may never go back to get that money.
It's right next to level 3, for which he doesn't have the Triforce yet, or the item.
Yep. You're
so,
right.
You know, if he remembers that it's there, I wouldn't be surprised if he picks it up when he goes back to 3.
Yep.
Because even if it's a medium secret, with the way that he's using arrows, still be super useful to him, right?
Yeah, totally. And we do find 4, and it is a dinky 4. That might be the smallest 4 I've ever seen. Is that just a weird shape and like messing with my brain, or is that thing tiny?
No, it's pretty small.
Linear
17
though.
rooms, something like that.
Yeah, we'll see if it eats up keys. Yeah, there's one.
Only 3 rooms bigger than that level 1.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. There's the heart for Shatty, so we have one more item on the floor somewhere. Uh-oh. Can handle being a jerk. There we go. Oh, this could be an
As
item
old as
here.
time.
What was on the floor there? Oh, I thought
There was,
an item.
no, there was just a key. I was saying Manhandla being a jerk is a tale as old as time.
Oh, Manhandla, yeah. Yeah. Being a vanilla guy, he's definitely had you, me, Shatty, all of us. I think Kingdahl's played a little vanilla himself, but...
All right, so getting a little bit of use out of that book already. Sail not to save the princess. So we can mark one more spot off our map in terms of level 9.
And then immediately gets the wraps.
Fantastic.
Oh, well, Kingdahl got something important on his side. Do you happen to see what that was?
Yeah, red ring. So he just halved his, or I guess doubled his defense is a good way of putting it.
Yep. Now that's great in this seed. I mean, I guess he had the blue ring already, but let's try to get out of this room. Oh, it doesn't bomb up.
Oh, this is a tough one. With red ring, it's going to be a whole lot easier. I don't think there'll be any issues of him surviving it, but it's still a bit of a pain.
Yeah, still a lot of sword swings. And then when Shatty gets here, he's gonna just buzz right through him with that bow and arrow. So that bow is starting to hurt pretty good.
So we're down to 3 dungeons that our silvers could be in. We've got level 3, level 8, and level 9 left to go, and we haven't seen either item in 8. Obviously, haven't seen either item in 9. We haven't even found 9 yet. So, we're at a 40% chance of silvers in 9 at this point. I think we found everything that has to be outside of 9. So I think it's just a straight 40% chance.
Yep.
Yeah, and a good point in chat about Shatty, when he does encounter these, assuming he needs to go to 4 and does these Pulse voice rooms, he's gonna rip through them, whereas Kingdahl's having to spend, quite a bit of time. He won't have to clear that room in 2 that Kingdahl cleared, and then if he does go into 4 and clears that one, it'll take him, about 10 seconds, whereas it took a good 2 minutes for Kingdahl to clear with the wood sword.
Yep. I was saying he's gonna buzz right through there. Oh, here's a nice bomb refill station for Kingdahl, as long as he can get one to Not Shrolem. Oh, man, he does the thing. Stupid Dodongos, man. The worst. Yes, Shatty is done with 2. He won't be going back to 2. I don't think that he was saying that he's going back to 2. He was just saying that he won't ever have to do that room. But yeah, we are seeing bunnies semi-frequently, so...
Yeah, we're running out of overworld spots to check here. We just finished Candle Row. We're gonna get to see our desert spots here now from Shatty. Shatty's making quick work of the rest of this overworld, so looks like we've got a couple spots up on East Death Mountain. We've got did we see down the bomb spots down at the coast yet?
I don't think so. Not that I remember.
I don't think so. In the rest of these desert spots, I think that's the list for level 9. So we're gonna find it soon. Now Shatty's got to do these candle spots that Kingdahl already did. So we're obviously combining our knowledge from both runners.
Yeah, and the good thing is that Shatty has full overworld coverage, and so does Kingdahl too, with the knowledge that we know that there's no dungeon behind a raft spot. So they both have full. Kingdahl trying for mags? Nope, not on 10.
The dream is dead for today.
They will find 9 soon, one way or another. Shatty with 4 Triforces and knowing where some other dungeons are. I imagine he's on a straight beeline to try to find 9 right now.
Yeah, absolutely. With 4 Triforces, knowing where everything except level 4 is at this point. Yeah, he wants to find 9. He's got bow. He's got ladder. And he hadn't found 8 yet either, so there we go.
No, but he was he was out of there in a flash, man. So we're definitely right. He's looking for level 9 and level 9 only, and I do not blame him. I think you're right. It could be down on the coast down here, or maybe Kingdahl got it. I don't know, because he was down here in the forest. So, but I think he did this when he didn't have bombs yet, I believe.
He's been struggling for bombs this whole time. And what's interesting is, he just did another up A save. And again, instead of going and spending the 6 rupees on bombs in a bomb shop, he's spending quite a bit of time trying to kill bomb droppers on the overworld.
Yeah, I mean,
he did get one bomb pack, but, losing, significant amount of time hoping for bombs.
Man, there's bomb shops all over the place. There's one right by start screen. There's one in the dead woods right there. There's one in the grave. He's just not thinking about it, I guess.
All right. We've also got the ladder spots up by the waterfall as well. I don't believe either of our owners have checked those. Nope. So I think we're down to Lost Hills, Push Block, Bogey's Arrow, East Death Mountain Flute Spot, the 2 ladder spots.
Yeah, we have both PB spots in the Lost Hills, right? And then,
Kingdahl checked the one that's not in the physical Lost Hills, right? So the one that's just to the left, the ladder spot.
And you said Kingdahl did do East DM?
No.
Yeah, he did. Right?
Shatty did East DM before getting Flute, but I don't think checked Bogey's Arrow. It might have even been before. No, he got Power Bracelet pretty early. He must have had Power Bracelet at that point.
Yeah, it was an Armos item, so yeah, he probably did.
So at this point, it's a race to find level 9 for Kingdahl. Obviously, he needs to find that bow along the way. Also, they're both sitting at 4 Triforces here. You really want to know how many Triforces you need before you start digging some of the bigger levels.
Yeah, and Shatty finds this 4. He's gonna do it. It makes sense. He's still only at 4 Triforces. He's gonna find the red ring right on the way. We'll get the Triforce shortly after, and then he'll definitely be looking for 9, because now we officially have enough to potentially get into level 9 with the 5 Triforces.
Yeah, I like this. It certainly makes sense once you grab that very early map and see how tiny this 4 is. There's no reason not to grab your item and your Triforce out of here when you need 5 anyway. At least 5.
For sure.
Shatty looks like setting up for a bomb force on these Moldorms. This is one of my favorite moves, to just walk in and face plant directly into them and bomb the last segment, as long as you don't get hit. Or have the Moldorm troll you by going the wrong way.
Yeah, or a third option, which is something I learned the hard way, is oh no, don't leave it, Shatty. Get this red ring. Okay. Is I've learned with the wand, if you try to do stack, I think maybe it's when trying to do stack damage, but if you do the A plus B, you could screw up your count, and it will not drop a bomb even if you don't get hit. Have you ever had that happen to you before?
You know, I'd heard that recently, and I hadn't really paid a lot of attention to it. You know, I've certainly failed quite a few bomb forces, and you know, if the wand gives me an excuse to not blame myself, I am all for it. The wand does weird things. Sometimes it makes you count wrong.
It could. There's gonna be something to blame, but yeah. Oh, Kingdahl.
Kingdahl, I think updating his map. Maybe he was just standing there and got wall mastered. Unfortunate.
Man.
All right, our sideline reporter Druis has Shatty in the catbird seat. Thanks for that, Druis. Any other reports from the sideline?
Yeah, I think that's I don't know how far ahead you have to be in the catbird seat, but I definitely Shatty is definitely ahead right now for sure. With the bow is really hurting Kingdahl a lot, but they're both going to have 5 Triforces here shortly, so it's still, as long as he gets to Death Mountain. And you know what, 9 could be in Death Mountain. I think it could be in the recorder spot up there.
You know what would really even this up, if silvers are here in 3, now that we've got red ring, we can sort of just ink our way through here. If silvers happen to be in 3, then we've got a game on our hands, and I might even give Kingdahl the edge in that case, because I think, you know, Shatty will certainly check 9 first if he finds it and has access.
I think that is extremely... Oh, but it does not. It has the any key. But that's a good find, but not the silvers. But I think that was a very, very accurate statement there. But they're not going to be in 3. So now we're looking at 8 or 9. So we're definitely going to 9.
Yeah, he's going to get his big secret here, his final one. He'll be very happy to see that.
Where in the heck is 9? The ladder spot? It might be a ladder spot.
Yeah, I think we got 2 ladder spots, Bogey's Arrow and the loot spot up on East Death Mountain.
Well, now that the silvers are not in 3, I think Shatty has a pretty comfortable lead. The only other thing that could happen is if Kingdahl for some reason does 8, but I mean they're gonna have to pick another dungeon if it's. We're assuming that there's only gonna be 5 tries to enter level 8. I mean, it just also depends on how many tries that are needed. Oh, and Shatty picks up mags. That's a rich get richer type deal right there.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't classify it as a huge lead. Shatty's still, you know, searching some spots that Kingdahl already did. They both got 5 Triforces, and I imagine Kingdahl's got to go up and finish Death Mountain soon anyway. So if he goes his bow and then immediately finds 9, then, you know, we've basically got a dead heat here.
Yep.
And Kingdahl going to pick up his last big secret. So they're both feeling pretty healthy on money, which is good. They can afford potions if they want. They can afford to use their arrows. I'm not sure where... Are we taking any road from Shatty's side of things? Oh, we're checking the hints.
Okay, we knew that. Knew that. And we knew that.
And we knew that. Yeah.
Well...
Yeah, it's a bit of a long shot at this point in the seed, you know, with how much information we already have.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like we don't often see Silver's hint, anyways. I mean, I just don't feel like we see him very often. I don't know how accurate that is. It just feels that way. Here's the PB spot that we were talking about. Oh, nope, must have already checked it.
Yeah, I guess he checked it when we weren't looking.
Yeah,
I thought we checked this as well, so I'm not sure what's up here that he's going for. Maybe... Oh, more hints. That makes sense.
Well, we're striking out here.
Red ring logically flute and ladder blocked.
all of that. Yep. So hints were of zero use whatsoever. Kingdahl is moving in the direction of the bow here. Oh, he's going to get hints now too.
I guess it's only a couple screens extra. You know, if it were a little further, it might have made sense for Shatty to at least check the ladder spots before doing the retry. But yeah, we've got both our runners closing in on the last couple spots.
It's always the worst feeling in these in these flags. Oh, there it was right there on the ladder spot. You called it.
Meanwhile, Kingdahl finding 7, and he's going to go in, which is an interesting choice on 5 tries.
Yeah, it is, huh? Maybe just making a, maybe I feel he's not really that far behind, but maybe I feel behind. Let's find some silvers type deal. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and Shatty getting the news that we need 6 Triforces to get into level 9. I would expect he's going right back to level 3. Yeah, he doesn't have the Triforce to 3 yet, so.
Oh yeah, that's a no-brainer. You're going to 3. Yeah, I mean there is 2. You do have 2 items in 8, but you got to go to 3, right?
Absolutely. On Kingdahl's side, he's going to find 9 here, and he doesn't have. He hasn't found level 1 yet. Oh, and he has no bombs.
Bombs again. This guy hasn't had bombs all season. There's bomb shops everywhere for like 4 rupees or 6.
I think the lack of bombs cost him finding that bow. The lack of bombs is certainly costing him finding level 9 right now.
There's a bomb shop like 2 screens to the left of him for 6 rupees, man. Where are you going? You got to mark bomb shops, man. You got to. Like, he apparently does not. Yeah, because there's one right there next to the Armo screen.
He's gonna find level 1, which is good for him because he'll need that extra Triforce. I mean, the book and raft are useless, but the Triforce out of 1 will get him into 9 once he heads back up there with bombs.
Interesting he didn't grab those hints too. Maybe he's wants to save scum him. I don't know, but he had the money for him. He's not interested in buying and Shatty with mags in this 3 too is just gonna obliterate this this level 3.
Yeah, absolutely. He's gonna get his well, maybe if he finishes clearing the room he'll get his any key, but no, he's deciding against.
I think he's just gonna check this room down here first and then go right back and clear it. Oh, Kingdahl didn't have the book.
Yeah, that certainly would be a blocker to getting the hints.
Yeah, I forgot he didn't have the book.
And he maybe wanted to save his money for a potion. He used, he had a potion and used it. So he's currently sitting on no potion. Shad's got to be just a little careful with that red ring. Oh, this wasn't the red ring room. Okay, so it was a different blue Wizrobe room. I think up on the top row, not down here. So he
for the any
went the wrong direction to check for it. He might be okay without the any key. He knows now that it's a gross room. He's got 2 rooms left to check for his item here in 3. I mean, you got to find the item here. If you've only got 2 rooms left, and it's potentially silvers.
Yeah, there is 0 chance under any scenario you don't clear this and get this item. I don't remember where it was. I just know that it was those Wizzies, right?
Yep. This room right here, I believe.
Gotta be a little bit careful here, though. This does not make you invincible, especially with 3 hearts. You gotta.
He does have a potion. He picked up a potion, so in an emergency he could use that. But there you go. We'll see if he needs any other blue Wizzy room.
Oh yeah, we gotta keep remembering that KD does not have the bow yet. Like, so he's still thinking he has to dig somewhere for the bow.
Yeah, and unfortunately without mags now, he's no bow. That was already costing him time. No mags. He's just even following the same path. He's gonna continue to lose ground over Shatty, who is now flying and on his way into 9.
Yeah, he's
So
gonna
chat.
even.
We've got no sound here in the commentator booth, so we're going to be relying on you for listening for Ganon as we head into 9. Hopefully, we're on Shatty's audio. I assume our restreamer and tracker are on top of that part. So we'll be listening for Ganon via chat, and we will be looking for the shutter door that doesn't open for Zelda.
We're also going to look for the silver arrows because we still need those. So the first thing we'll be looking for is stairs.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a 50-50 shot of our silver arrows being in here with us. We've also got a shot at finding a hint that tells us whether our silver arrows are in here. So some excitement yet to come.
Yep. I think Shatty has definitely built up a little bit of a buffer here, and unless Kingdahl goes to 8 for some reason and silvers are there, and Shatty takes forever in here, it's definitely his to lose at this point. But there's still a lot of things that can happen.
Kingdahl getting his very helpful hint. One room next to the raft.
The raft hint right after the no raft. That's just perfect Zelda right there.
All right, our first staircase in 9. We have
a red
candle. So now our odds have dropped.
Well, either way, he found that item early, which is great. You know, if he finds another one semi-quick, it doesn't really matter if it's here or there. You're gonna. And we've already had a couple forced key doors in here. It looks like so. This any key might have been more important than we thought originally. Well, level 9 with no doors. What's new, huh? I swear, man.
Everybody's favorite guessing game, find the bomb wall. Luckily, there's been a couple of floor bomb drops already. One that he skipped, this one here, so he's going to stay topped off for a little while.
Yeah, and that bomb upgrade coming in handy. And another thing that's really going to hurt KD is, man, these mags. There's a lot of dark nuts and stuff we have to clear, looking like in this 8 to check stairs. So hopefully he checks mags, and hopefully they can pick up on 11 hearts.
Kingdahl finally remembering his bomb shop.
Going to the bomb shop.
For all we know, Kingdahl might be able to pick up mags now. He's only a couple screens away. We know it was able to be picked up on 12. We don't know about 11. We know we can't pick it up on 10. So it'll be a really interesting decision if Shatty finds, here's the roar again, and we find a path to Ganon, and we find a path to Zelda. Do you keep checking this 9 for that second item, or do you cut bait, having already found one of them, and run to level 8 and try to check that?
I think
with it being a 2/3 chance there.
Well, there's Zelda. Right there. I think you're committed. I think you just gotta say. I mean, every time I think one time ever, or a couple times, I don't know, but anytime you leave, man, like it's gonna be here. Like I say, just stick it out. You have the book too, so eventually you could run into the hint.
We got a very handy compass, just like our raft hint, perfectly timed for maximum comedy. One room next to the Zelda door that we already found. I mean, it is sort of nice as a just in case you thought there was a wall master, we're gonna remove all doubt. I think we're up to 3 staircases that we found in 9 so far, so 3 more transports and 1 more item. He is making quick work of these rooms, though. That mags and his execution in general is
he's
pretty
buzzing
crisp
through these rooms, man, like super fast.
Interestingly, Kingdahl deciding to go back to this 5. He hadn't seen the item in here. He's going to be quite disappointed when he blasts his way through this Patra. But at least it was quick for him.
I mean, he has to pretty much know where 9 is at this point, too. Like, he has to, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah, he's only got a couple spots left up there on Death Mountain between the bow and level 9. And he must know he hasn't found White Sword item yet. So I'm surprised he's going into dungeons and not searching overworld.
yeah. Interesting for sure. Shaddy's gonna probably check this little corner before you go back in that stairs. I know Shaddy's. He's probably one that. Ooh, and it does pick up. Oh, we knew it picked up on 10. Never mind. Or 12. He's a big take if you need silvers. He taught me that, you know, if you need silvers, you just take all stairs to get rid of all the stairs. But in the case that there's just you're in a corner or something, just finish out the corner real quick before you go back in the stair. And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, that's where having the map helps a lot, so you can see some of these little areas where you only have 1 or 2 rooms left in a segment. You know, certainly it's going to save time if you're going to get, you know, go through a stair and go check a whole new section. If you can clear out and not have to backtrack as often. But we got no idea what this 9 looks like yet because we haven't seen a map.
Oh, but is this the 5th stair? This is the 5th,
yeah,
right? Fifth transport.
It is, and a good point in chat. We haven't seen any of the hints about location of Ganon or Zelda or whether silvers are here. We haven't seen the map. We found Ganon. Let's see if we can bomb our way out. Nope. So we will take the emergency exit back to the start of the dungeon.
It is nice to see the dongos though. It's just kind of in a weird spot, but I always like seeing the dongos in 9 because it's a bomb refill station, man. So if we ever get to that point where you really need bombs, you're really low, just go bomb some dongos.
So if you're rooting for, if you're a Kingdahl supporter here, what you're hoping for is for Kingdahl to find these arrows, silver arrows in 8. On a not so obvious path that gets him out of here. Although he still doesn't have the bow, so he might stick it out for both items, unfortunately. But you know, we'll see what happens.
You know, this might be one of those. I think this is a very interesting play. I mean, I'm not judging, but I don't get it at all. Why you'd be in this level 8? But it's one of those things where if the silvers are here, then. Whether I think it's the right play or not, it's the right one, you know? It's just, you haven't seen 9 yet. You only have a few spots left. Or White Sword item. Like, I'm not in this 8 ever. But, you know, we'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's getting bodied into this staircase by bubbles multiple times in a row. Unfortunately, finding 2 stairs, both transports. We don't know if they're, you know, both ends of the same transport or if there are, you know, we have a segmented 8. But we do have a door we can continue through here, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely in the 8 because of lack of bow, but also you have like 4 screens left you haven't checked and the White Sword item outstanding. So I would never be, I don't see why I'd be in this 8 before to check that White Sword, you know what I mean? But or maybe you forgot about the White Sword because that does happen. I mean, I've certainly forgot about White Sword item before. There's no doubt.
Yeah, you kind of take it for granted because you just find it along the way, and when you've cleared most of the overworld, you sort of have this built-in assumption that you've already found that. And on most trackers, it's kind of tucked off in the side, so it's not as obvious that it's, you know, something you're missing.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to find bow in here, but he certainly could find those silvers, so we'll see. Potential push block here for Shatty. I'm going to grab that fairy, buddy. Well, this has got like a 50-50 almost shot of being... no, the next one will be 50-50.
Yeah. Well, if this is...
Well, I guess he's
Shatty came through this stair. Okay, so chat telling us while we were busy looking at Kingdahl in 8, Shatty had already gone through that stair. So,
gotcha.
If we've got one more transport, then the next stair we find has got a 1 in 3 shot of being our item.
It's kind of crazy than being in 2 separate dungeons this late in the game, and where I'm interested in what either one of them find, you know, because we don't know. The silvers could very well be here in 8 or 9, so It's a compass for Kingdahl that he doesn't know, but he absolutely does not need.
Yeah, and at this point, maybe he's also hoping that it's an 8 Triforce seed. That would explain going into the dungeons, right? At some point, you might just say, hey, I'm kind of hosed if this is a 5 Triforce seed. I might as well, bank on it needing more.
Totally. Yeah, so he'll definitely get that before leaving this dungeon, I would imagine. Yeah, you're almost an hour 10 in. On a 6 try seed, I can assure you that neither of these guys feel like they're feel comfortable with where they're at right now.
No, absolutely not. No, and they both have reasons, for things that they didn't find immediately that they feel like their opponent could have, right, with the ladder. Shadowy's a little bit later getting to the ladder. He could even sort of tell himself a story that, his opponent might have found the bow a lot earlier, might have found the book a lot earlier and saved time not having to clear those dungeons, right? Those hints were useless to Shatty, but, if you find one right away and get all those hints, you could save an awful lot of time clearing the dungeons that junk.
Speaking of hints, did you just see what we just saw?
No, I missed it. What'd we get?
Silvers lie in the northeast corner.
All right, so he knows he's just got to slog his way through this 9 now.
Yep.
He's got bombs. He's got, plenty of keys.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But you're
all good.
That. I was like, oh, you're talking about hints. Look at that. Look at that puppy right there. I think Shatty, he was definitely going to find them in here eventually. He wasn't going to leave, but now he knows precisely where to look for them, which is nice.
Yeah, and I think that's, that takes away whatever slim hope there was for Kingdahl at this point, right? It was a stretch needing him to still find the bow, find 9, find the path through 9. But with the silvers being here in 9 already, it's just a matter of a couple more rooms for Shatty to find him.
There's not really a path back for Kingdahl, unfortunately. This is probably the silvers too right here. Nope, just kidding. But he's in the right area though.
Yeah, maximum of 16 rooms in this quadrant, right? And there might be some gaps. Oh, we got another potential stair room right here. Let's see if Dongo's hiding our silvers today. Nope.
And look at that. Look at that level 8, man. That's a wild level 8.
Yeah, that's a chunky 2 segments.
Well, wish we could see this level 9 right now because it's looking like it's not very full. A lot of bombs on the perimeter. Just any which direction are not bombing. So I think we have a little bit of a funky shape here.
And we just got some information on Kingdahl's side about one of the things that's in 8, which is the wand. And of course we know because Shatty just got the silvers hit that we were going to get the wand here in 8.
Man, we keep getting psyched out though, man. I'll tell you what, all these potential push rooms and none of them are pushing, which is kind of wild at 9. I feel like if it's a potential push block in level 9, it very often pushes. It's probably right here.
Yeah, it almost has to be. I think he's checked almost everything else in this northeast quadrant already. So Kingdahl getting the hint about the wand. By process of elimination, we know that the other item in here is the white sword, which is useless to both these guys. And here is our silvers. So now it's just a matter of Shatty to retrace his steps. He knows the path to Ganon. He knows the path to Zelda. He's got a potion in hand. Just needs to fill in the blank, dot the I's, cross the T's.
Tell you what, man, that was a absolutely gross silvers location. Just absolutely gross. Imagine not having the hint over here. I mean, just a couple bomb holes, weird, edge of the world, edge of the map. Just
it seems like it was a staircase leading you to the northeast, and then needing a couple of magic bomb holes to get your way there.
And Kingdahl seeing that wand. I think he forgot about white sword item. I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah, so and no map, as Tracy said, yeah.
A little bit of a pause after he saw it, like a this can't be pause or something.
Right. yeah, maybe confirming forgetting of the white sword item. I think you're probably right. He probably convinced himself that the bow had to be an 8.
Yeah. All right. Getting in a water room, always fun, but we have potions and red ring and mags. We're totally fine here.
Yeah, and only 4 swipes needed.
Yep. And there it is. Zelda's not far away, so get those GGs warmed up. We are not far away. Well, I guess there was no direct path from up there, but I'm sure he has a stair somewhere around here.
Kingdahl getting his 7th Triforce on a level 8 here. So
feels bad, man.
At this point seems to be hesitating a little bit on the overworld. Maybe wondering what he forgot.
Yeah.
I wonder if he accidentally checked off some of those. And he said 0 bombs again, which is unreal that he keeps ending up at 0 bombs.
Yeah, that's just the lack of focus, I think, there, because the bombs were plentiful on the overworld.
Yeah, a little unfortunate that he didn't run into either of the bomb upgrades, but yeah, very available, very affordable. They had rupees. Just not Kingdahl's day.
Nope, it happens, man. It happens.
Meanwhile, Shatty, getting the princess, get your GGs in chat. Finishing with a 114.24. We'll see if we can get Shatty in here.
I'm sure it'll pop in.
Yeah, and as our sideline reporter points out, that punches Shatty's ticket into the upper bracket in this final week of Swiss, so that must be a relief. It's not completely over there for Kingdahl here. There's a chance, as I understand it, there may be some 2 and 4s that make it into the bracket to fill out the last few spots.
Yeah, I think maybe 3 or 4 at the most. So there's a very outside shot of it happening, depending on your strength of schedule and all that good stuff.
Meanwhile, Kingdahl going back into this level 7. I don't remember if he saw the hint about the boomerang here, but we are joined now by our race winner, Shatty. GG.
Thank you.
Yeah, man,
so how convinced were you that you were behind when you finally got into that level 9 looking for silvers?
Well, I knew I felt like if they were 9, I was in okay shape. If they were an 8, I was hosed. That's kind of how I felt walking in there.
Yeah, as it turns out, you probably would have been in decent shape either way. Kingdahl doesn't seem to have he hasn't found his white sword bow. Has been checking dungeons, so we think maybe he forgot about the fact that he doesn't have the white sword. And he kept running out of bombs as well, so he hasn't found level 9 yet either. So he seems to be going all in on open for 8 Triforces.
Tourney time's the best, right? Like my heart's like beating out of my chest right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And congrats on making it to the bracket as well.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
It was a
we're
difficult
limping
journey
in,
there, but moving in. Yeah.
We're in nonetheless, right? Oh, I'm just crazy right now. Get up and like run around or something.
Yeah. So I mean, the seed was pretty nice to you guys in terms of money, cheap bombs, giving you a power bracelet early. You were able to pretty efficiently clear the overworld, especially with a fairly early loot as well. So that at least must have felt pretty good to be able to make effectively one trip through the overworld.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a full trip through the overworld, unfortunately. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. Yeah, you're right. Like clearing out. Felt kind of bad seeing that recorder. I knew 2 was there. I was like, I gotta get back there at some point. such a pain, right? Like having to just go back and double dip spots that I walked through like 3 times.
Yeah, although you managed to get that flute on your second trip there. Kingdahl left that room, didn't want to clear it when he went back. So he found 2, went and got his sword, went back to 2, didn't want to clear that room and got key blocked out of the rest. So yeah, he ended up having to take a third trip back before getting that flute, and in fact, full cleared level 2 and got the flute in the last room. So there were just a lot of places where, whether it was, decisions or equipment, having the bow, you got the mags a little earlier, you were able to really pile up time, just accumulate time over the course of the seed where you were building a lead.
Yeah, I was super happy with where 9 was because I had those 2 flute spots like right next to where we started, and I'm like, I'm not going there. I have like so much overworld left. I was gonna be like so mad if 9 was over there. So I was pretty happy with where that ended up. But yeah, I mean, I played great. I thought I played okay. But I mean,
Yeah, execution wise, it looked very crisp.
I felt like that, and against Bommy and against Rick, against Mako, like they all smoked me by like half an hour. So you never know. So I'm
particularly
over
in
the
these
moon. I'm thrilled.
flags.
But yeah, everything kind of fell into place except like the hints did nothing for me. I was hoping to get hints for 8, or 3, or just hey, throw me a bone and like give me the silver cent.
Well, to be fair, you got a hint in 1 that saved you from checking the last raft spot right before getting the raft. That was helpful.
Right before getting the raft. That was very funny. Same with I saw the girl in 9. The very next room is like a free compass sitting on the floor. Dude, just anything. Just toss me a bone, please.
Yeah. It's important to laugh in the middle of a stressful, exciting tournament seed, right?
Yeah, and I mean that hint for the silvers too was wild. Like I think that was the only like room I had over there, and I just randomly bombed. I was like, "There's no way this is bombing." I
Yeah, the
couldn't
path to
believe
the
that was the
silvers
hint.
and not finding the map. I mean, you must have cleared just about every other room. I mean, you cleared a lot of that 9 and never found that map.
Yeah, I just like Red Candle's one room in, and it was like, oh boy, here we go.
Was there
But
ever any thought of leaving once you found Ganon and Zelda and you've already knew 1 item?
no, I was in it for the haul. I wasn't leaving without whatever was in there, whether it was white sword or wand or silvers. No, I was already resigned to the fact that if I had to go to 8, my I was gonna be slumping down in my chair for sure, thinking I was way behind.
The bow is huge because I'm still not sure how he missed those spots. They were in like the transition rooms in Death Mountain, I think, but he sorting down even early, sorting down like lots of Poles voices, and you were just buzzing right through them. So you were pretty handedly in the lead for pretty early on. It seemed like, at least.
Yeah, those spots can be awkward, especially like the candle was at the end of East Death Mountain. And that was like the first time I was going to go down to buy it. I had seen it somewhere else. But when I saw it there, I was like, oh, I'll just up A. I'll start burning through the dead woods, and off we go.
Yeah, it was very convenient placement for you. Yeah, right when you got the money. One thing that was a heads up play, Kingdahl, when he found that 2 the first time, he grinded the rupee boss to get his candle money, which was pretty
nice.
clever.
Yeah, no doubt.
Although it turns out it was a very rupee heavy seed, so it was probably not an issue, but it did get him candle pretty quickly. But that's I think the reason he missed those Death Mountain spots was because he didn't clear the flute room the first time, and after he came out of 6 with the ladder, he headed right back down to 2 and ended up skipping those. So Kingdahl here going to find his level 9, get the bad news that it's Well, he doesn't even need to check how
Yeah,
many
he's
items
not
are
gonna
in
get-
there or how
He's
many
not going to
Triforces
get
are
any
needed.
news. He has all 8 Triforces, man. Ugh.
And he knows silvers are in there because he's got everything else.
Yeah, he's had 2 of by process of elimination. If he did forget about the white sword item, which I'm pretty sure he did, it has to pop back in his head at this point because there is nowhere else it could be the bow. But he's not going towards it. Yeah, he mismarked something.
Yeah, that's a real bummer.
I think he's just checking these couple here, and then he'll
Okay.
probably figure out that he's got those 2 because he never checked Forgotten Spot or the one just east. Does the one east of Forgotten Spot have a name?
I don't think so. Chatty would know better.
Call it Never Balm.
Yeah, never bombs, man.
That's what literally
Yeah,
never.
I wish I could forget
You
the
are
spot.
wasting a bomb if you were bombing there.
Hey, here we come. Here we are on the bow. Oh, it's one of these 2. Oh, yeah, it was that one. See if he burns this or bombs it or something. Something's it.
Maybe just a long stare and then a burn. Yeah. Yeah.
And these silvers were not in a fun spot, like at all. So
I
Kingdahl
knew
will
they
now
had to be
head
up
into
there, but
9.
there was like
Yeah.
no way to get up there. I kept waiting for a stair to take me up there. Then I ran out of stairs, and I was like, okay, well, missed a bomb somewhere.
Yeah, it was zigzag and then a random bomb hole, no map. Good times.
Yeah, I've tried better not to just be like throwing bombs because I just feel like I'm wasting them. So here,
But once you got that hint that it was in the northeast quadrant, you're throwing
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
bombs
no
you
doubt.
can once you're up in that region. So that made sense. But
yeah,
I mean,
couldn't have bombed
just
up there
unfortunate
first
you ended
time
up there
anyway.
last.
Because I walked in the Ganon and then was stuck. It's just he's dying of it. It's just crazy. There's no doors. There's no bomb holes except the one you need. But hey, that's why we play, right? Fun game.
Yeah, they're talking about what that spot's called. We're not talking about the transition spot. We're talking about the waterfall spot to the east of the Forgotten Spot. That one screen right there.
Yeah, north of Vanilla 1.
Yeah, north of Vanilla 1. Yeah.
Referred to by a different screen.
I kind of like something like if we've got the Forgotten Spot and that one never bombs, we can have it the Forget It spot.
Yeah, I like that.
Forgive it.
I like that a lot.
Just forget it. I won't even bother.
Yeah, before we get too further, I do want to thank you guys and thank Jess and Crump for getting this on tonight. I mean, we decided we were going to race this at about 5:30, 5:45. Certainly had no expectations of getting this restreamed, so want to thank all of you for jumping on it. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, and thank you for a good race. This is a heck of a time to spend a Monday night.
Yeah, I was just being selfish personally. I wanted to watch this race, so
I mean, it's been great. Like the restreams are like unbelievable. How many races have been restreamed? So
yeah, it's
big
nuts.
shout out to all the people volunteering and everything. It's wild. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, it makes you really appreciate it too, because that vanilla tournament, we couldn't get comms for like one race a week, and it's wild how great the randomizer community is with getting these things on, man. Like, it's crazy. It's awesome. Kingdahl is on the hunt, man. He's on the hunt. It's
looking very similar to Shatty's trip through 9. A lot of dead ends, a lot of dark nuts.
Well, Shatty, I think you have a pretty decent strength of schedule, right? So you'll probably be somewhere in the middle there. No, not on paper. No. Okay.
I lost week 1 against Bomby, and then I've been hanging out in the lower bracket ever since. So it's strength of schedule, you want to win early and then lose late, right? Like, so you're
Yeah,
playing
for
all
sure.
these like 5-0 guys, 4-1 guys. So no, it's not great, but that's all right. I mean, we're in. I was already resigned to the fact that I was going to lose tonight, so I had like, this whole thing in my head, like, well, you're not going to win the tournament anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, deep down, I definitely wanted to make brackets, but so I'm playing with house money now. So, if I pick off one of these upper seeds, like, you guys better watch out.
Yeah, the emotional
Right.
hedge coming through.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Nobody up top is gonna want Shatty because you're probably gonna be down in 50 somewhere. So if nobody in the top wants to see Shatty in the first round, I can guarantee you that. So you can play spoil someone's day. That's always fun too.
Hell yeah, it's that time of year, right? Cinderella stories. Let's go.
That's right.
Yeah, Kingdahl getting his hint that the silvers are in the northeast. I don't think he's seen Ganon or Zelda yet, or heard Ganon or Zelda yet. So he's going to just try to make his way up to the northeast to get those silvers.
Yeah, he's doing a little different. I don't think he's been. I actually haven't been paying super attention, but if I don't think he's been taking all stairs like Shatty did, so his paddings in here is a little different.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to take him to the southeast. Not what he's looking for, so he may just fight his way back into this stair.
We got a vanilla tournament win in chat, and the answer to that is whenever we can steal everyone in this community for comms. It's like if we can have some random advisor folks agree to help us out in the vanilla world and help us with comms, and we'll do it again.
I always thought that I've seen these. I don't know if you've seen Pace, where they do these events where they have something like 8 runners or 16 runners, and they just are doing speed runs over a period of time, and sort of your best time during that counts. And so instead of it being like a head to head or a single race, and if you die, you're done. You can reset as much as you want. You just gotta finish a speed run within the whatever 4-hour period. Might be an interesting format.
That would be cool. Yeah, man. I know that's kind of
I
sounds like
love that.
that sounds like the chases, like the chase for, I know they've done some chase for sub 30 when, 3 or 4 people were really close, or a chase for whatever. And yeah, it's just a few hours of just doing runs over and over. It sounds something kind of similar to that. Yeah. But it's like a head to head match, or is it like a bunch of people versus each other? I don't know. That sounds fun though.
Sounds like McMonkey just joined the admin team for
Yeah.
Congrats, McMonkey.
hey, we got some time here. We're gonna recruit some people from on. You down, McMonkey, or what? Just kidding.
King of the damageless, bubbleless.
Yeah, man.
He knows his way around vanilla.
Flawless.
Flawless
Z1.
I've played it once or twice.
Yeah, I think we all have.
All right, Kingdahl maybe consulting his map here. I don't know if he does map tracking in dungeons, but trying to find his way through here. He's got most of the south part of level 9. He needs to get up into, I think, all 3, Ganon, Zelda, and Silvers are all somewhere in the north half of the dungeon.
Yep.
Yeah. Zelda's somewhere up here. I didn't try bombing right here, but that's kind of what he needs to do.
And actually, I didn't even notice that Kingdahl had. So here's Zelda, which Kingdahl will find in a moment. But I didn't realize Kingdahl had purchased arrows earlier. So that's sort of doubly unfortunate. If he had found that bow much earlier, he would have been already had the arrows and could have been cruising through some of those Pols voice rooms that were quite a slog to clear.
Yeah, I don't remember the arrow purchase.
It must have been early, around when these guys found all the big secrets pretty early on. He's gonna have to be a little careful on bombs down to 2, and we know we need, I think, at least 2 to to get to the silvers once you find the right staircase. Will likely, if he finds Ganon, will likely use a bomb or two to see if he can get out of Ganon's room. Although maybe not, because if he's already checked some of the rooms around Ganon. Yep, so we've got 3, 4. Unfortunately, Kingdahl, not knowing his globals, killing the bomb dropper on the 5 global, so not going to get a bomb in this case. I think there's a bomb shop not far from this level 9. I think there's just a couple screens. Well, Forgotten Spot is only a couple screens away, and that's a bomb shop. So, if he does run out, which he just did, he'll be able to get back down there. It'll just take a little bit more time to get back to where he is in this 9. And we're gonna see what 9 looks like.
Good to see a map. Oh yeah.
And now I understand why it's hard to get to that northeast.
It's down on that panhandle too, isn't it?
That's unbelievable.
It's what I knew it, man. Without the map, we were like, dude, that is a gross room.
Oh, I'm so glad I didn't see that.
Here's a story of the seed. Kingdahl is out of bombs again.
Oh, look at it. Okay, so it's right next door.
Right next door.
Oh, wow. Didn't even bomb that spot. All right, guys. I got to bail. I got to get some kids in bed. But thank you again. GG's to Kingdahl. And thank you, Jazz, Crump, everybody, really. Not only for tonight, but for the whole tournament. And get the kids in bed, relax, and watch some more races later. I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your night, GG, and good luck in bracket.
Yeah, man. GG. Later on.
Thank you.
All right. So with some more information, we've got a map. We've got quite a lot of bombs. Kingdahl knows the silvers are up in that northeast quarter. He knows where Zelda is. We are piecing the puzzle together. He's going to try to see if he can maybe bomb his way up into that northeast area. I don't know that, Shatty didn't try all the bomb spots, but I think we tried this one. I think both of them tried this one very early, and it does not bomb.
Yeah.
Right. So he's gonna, and I think he's already tried bombing the other one on that R column, the other entrance into that northeast corridor. So, no, maybe not, because it doesn't look like he's gotten to that room yet. So, well, he's got a rough idea of where to go.
Yep, getting close here.
Sorry, but that lobby room is a little mean for this 9 too. Just, so much of the dungeon is to the left of you, and it only has a room opening to the right. So you gotta kind of do a little end around every time you go back to start.
Pretty goofy. I don't even remember like the stair or whatever to get over there. Or you might just walk through that little corridor up there. I don't know. You said there was a stair over there, I believe, right?
There's a stair that gets you into that northeast quadrant. It looked like Kingdahl was trying to find maybe a path to bomb in. He's got a couple more rooms. So, if he hasn't found the stair yet, then trying to find the walking path might just get him the right staircase anyway. This is what level 9 can do. I mean, level 9 can be just uniquely frustrating. Particularly, you've already spent an hour and a half in the seed. You know what you need. You know where you need to go. You just can't find a path there.
Yeah, for sure. I wonder if he even I don't know. Some people don't watch the race room. Is even aware that Shatty finished 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago.
Yeah, I mean, I always give people props for finishing out a seed. Seed they've already lost. You want to You want to finish the puzzle, man. I get it.
Sure. Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Here we
Oh,
go.
this
We've
is
we've got our entrance to the northeast. We'll see.
yeah, I think this is you can get there from here as long as there's a run out of bombs again. Just they go up and just keep going around. There's like what we saw like 3 of these rooms that look like they would be it or
Yeah.
push, but none of them do. Nice little stab.
Yeah.
Some anger at the block there.
So he's going to try to bomb left here. This room in the R column. Yeah, this is not the northeast quadrant anyway.
Nope.
But yeah, another useless hint.
You're getting there though. It's still a little bit of a haul from here, honestly, but clear all these rooms and push all these blocks. I think there's only like 1 or 2 more potential push blocks, so
Yeah, he's only got a couple of rooms left, and I assume he's hurt Ganon at this point. You know, he's cleared a lot of the area where, around where
yeah.
Ganon is.
Nice 5er pickup there, just for good measure. All right, go down.
Just letting out his frustration on every NPC he could find.
Yeah, the map here, he'll definitely know to bomb down. But yeah, Shatty was just a YOLO bomb in the dark in this next room. But we know this is the room right here.
Yeah, so 3 fake outs before you finally get to your silver's room.
Yeah. I don't know why he's clearing this room though.
I think he's maybe hoping for a bomb drop. The only thing I can think about. I guess he's going to have to go back through that shutter door anyway, so probably. Or maybe he's thinking he's
Shatty
going
up
to
and aid, but yeah, maybe he's got a better path. And just for fun, let's make it all blue dark nuts in here. Hey, mags though, we're whipping right through them.
You got to know when you find the Pole's voice and you've got arrows and you find the single Dodongo. None of those are going to be the answer. It's going to be the
yeah,
Blue Lagoon.
for sure. No doubt.
All right, but we have our silvers in hand.
Yep.
Final piece of the puzzle. Kingdahl's going to head towards the roar of Ganon.
And they are both right next to each other up there. No, they're not. Shatty had to up A to get to Zelda. That's right. Where are we going here? Oh, Kingdahl. We should have. I mean, he's seen them both, so we should have a path.
I think hoping for. Okay, so he's heading back towards the stair that got him into this northeast quadrant. Maybe he's hoping to be able to bomb out to the left here. Oh no, you can just walk out to the left here. Okay, so there was a maybe there was a walk-in path. Maybe you didn't need the staircase after all. Oh, here's
yeah,
Ganon.
that's right.
Okay.
Ganon, that's right. Okay. Oh, I don't think.
All right, so he must have heard the roar of Ganon from below then, so he knew Ganon was over here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm curious why Shatty didn't take this path through. I mean, he did an up A and then walked quite a few more rooms. So,
Yeah.
Seems like Kingdahl just had a little bit more knowledge of how the 9 is laid out.
Yeah, with having the map and whatnot. Yeah, because even Kingdahl with the map had to open up a couple walls to get through. Oh, that one opens up too. Look at that. There's just a straight path across the Zelda as well, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if these bomb up or not. Nah. So yeah.
No such luck.
Good times. All right, we're almost there.
One final trek through to the northwest of this dungeon. Got silver arrows to help take these likes down now just a bit faster. Get your GGs ready. This This was a tough go for Kingdahl, but he's gonna beat the game, and that's not an easy feat. This is
Yeah,
a
it is
game that can
not.
be quite difficult. So
Absolutely. One final little stretch of rooms here, and we're gonna be done. So here it is. The best sign ever, or the best feeling ever when you see a shutter door pop.
there you go. Get your GGs in chat. Kingdahl finished at 142.54.
See
We should also
here.
mention, the rules of the tournament, the way the scoring works. One of the tiebreakers for bracket is, to couple down the list, but time delta for against your opponents does count. So there is good reason to finish out these seeds. Um,
Yeah,
and
it
yeah,
could.
just
Like you said, it's not likely, but it could, for sure. So yeah, to definitely finish them out. In case you get that weird, have the exact same strength of schedule and no head to head, and then I believe time would count. I think it's a 30-minute max though. So we're a little under
that's
that.
right.
Okay. We're
Yeah,
a little
yeah,
under.
just a little under.
I don't know. We're checking now to see if Kingdahl wants to come talk to us for a second. No response yet, but if not, it's not looking like it.
Well, while we're waiting on that, I will check the schedule here.
Yeah, right on.
Let's see. So later on tonight, we have a match currently going. Well, I haven't checked to see if it's still going. We had one that started at 8 o'clock on Speed Gaming 4. At 11 p.m. Eastern, we have a match between Brewers Fan JP and Big Slamu, two 4-1 runners. That'll be on Speed Gaming 3. And quite a few matches already lined up for tomorrow, a few of them with restreams already, some others that we will hope to get on there. So lots more Z1R this week. Stay tuned for that.
Yep, the last week of Swiss. I love Swiss. You hear some people like the wheel, some people don't. Most people like the wheel, but I think it's a blast. I think the wheel's a blast every week. I think all the different matchups are fun. And well, we got Kingdahl. What's up, man? GG.
GG. That was a lot of wasted time for that white sword item, actually.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
unfortunate. I think, the lack of bombs a few times cost you. And then, I think you opted to go back to 2. And when you initially left those spots behind, you had sort of checked a lot of Death Mountain and, just abandoned those 2 spots to go back to level 2. And yeah, it's always the spots you orphan behind that bite you in the end, right?
Yeah, that was as close as to a full clear as we can get, I think. How many Triforces was it then?
6.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, 'cause, 7 and 8 sucked so bad. Man,
Yeah,
I would have been very quick into 9 if I had the bow and just
yeah, for
grabbed it.
sure. It certainly would have been a much different race. Shatty, I think full cleared the overworld. I think 9 was the last or second to last spot on the overworld for him. But then obviously was able to he cleared dungeons 1 through 6. He didn't do much of anything in 7 or 8. So saved quite a bit of time there.
Yeah, it would have been much, much closer. And if had you had this bow as early as Shaddy did and not have to sword down so many polls voice, it probably would have been really, really close. But yeah, man, unfortunately that bow miss just killed you.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a crazy 9. I don't know if there was a fast way to do it, but it was like stair into a stair and then up there and stupid hints and yeah. Well, and then you couldn't reach Zelda from Ganon, and you probably couldn't reach Silver's from. Well, Silver and Ganon actually were connected,
They were, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you and Shatty took very similar approaches to 9. You both basically full cleared 9 to find those soldiers. I think Shatty found every single stair. I think you found every single stair. Um, it was very mean the way that northeast segment was laid out.
Yeah, it was. I didn't find. I didn't find the last stair, but I'm good. I'm good. The red candle, of course, early because why not? It's great. So I think I saw every item. Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, you're not going to win races with that kind of clearance.
No, yeah, that's just the way it falls sometimes with rando. You know, you just clear things in the wrong order. You gamble on one thing or leave something behind, and it can make quite a big difference in how a seed plays out.
All
So
right.
at 2 and 4, that will be the end of your Swiss. A small possibility of making into bracket, but thoughts on the tournament so far. What your
Yeah,
plans are moving forward.
I'm very disappointed in my opponents because my strength of schedule is awful. So it could have been better, but also the wheel and everything. I mean, you can't. I got Town at 1-1, and then I got Shatty at 2 and 3. What's going on?
Yeah, tough matchups, and not certainly not helping the Buckholz score when they're also struggling like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's always fun. This is the way it's always been. It's uh, it's in the middle of the pack. So let's see. I mean, if it's probably better to get into the other bracket just to avoid everyone.
Yeah, to go win that thing, man. You definitely could if that's where you end up.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's the standard is so high now. It's not what it used to be, and so you don't know. And these kind of flags, it's very random. Like in this seed, if I bomb that and I have the bow, then I gamble, which I probably will because 8, 7, and 8. If I knew it was 6, and then I mean, yes, I don't know. These flags are very very random. So I mean, you can lose to anyone and probably beat anyone, maybe if it goes really well.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely right. Right
I think
on.
it was, yeah. Thanks for the short notice restream and everything. We just set it up and so good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, great job finishing it out. And wish you the best. I think we have a raid lined up from our restreamer. So we're going to pass you on to some more Z1R action here in a moment. Thanks to Yumi for doing comms and Crump. Thanks to Jess for pulling the restream together. Have a good
Absolutely.
night, folks.
Take care.